Good morning. I'm going to share an excerpt from a book called 100 Daffodils by Rebecca Winn. And you'll see what my background has to do with it as I read. Late in the evenings, just before midnight, I can usually be found venturing out to my garden and into the steaming spa waters at the end of my pool. I have probably been in my spa 75 to 80% of the nights since I bought this house. Whether the weather is mild in the spring, hot in the summer, freezing in the winter, or bringing a chill in the fall, I love to go out into the quiet night and let my cares be washed away by the gently churning water and the sparkling night sky. I am so comfortable with nighttime's indigo veil over my garden. It is as familiar to me as any other part of my home. But every once in a while, when I go out for my midnight swim, I feel as if I have entered a different painting. On the rather rare occasions when there are rain clouds high but not too dense between me and a full or nearly full moon, instead of a dark night, there is a white one, lit from behind like a fashion photographer's light box. The whole sky becomes a white scrim, illuminating the garden with a diffuse glow bright enough to see all the way to the property's edge. Bare trees become black skeletons against the white night sky, and the whole garden transforms into line and form on canvas. Seeing my garden colorless as only form and texture, I notice things normally unseen: intricacies of structure, undulations of conformity interrupted by moments of independence, patterns of light in negative space that become focal in the bright white night. It reminds me of a Mondrian retrospective I once saw at the Guggenheim Museum in New York City. Early in his career as an artist, Mondrian painted from nature, particularly trees. Over time, his trees became more and more stylized as he searched for the purest form of abstraction in his art, eventually reducing his subjects down to their most essential elements of line and its corresponding negative space. This stripped-down perspective is a doorway to deeper understanding and appreciation of ourselves. The lines are our thoughts and beliefs, our conscious minds. Everything else, our unconscious and subconscious, is the negative space, and it is vast. Looking again to Mondrian, it is in the spaces between the structure, the lines, where we find color. Bold, clear, primary, emphatic color. Similarly, our creativity, our inspiration, our brilliance, everything that makes us bright and unique, all of our potential is found in the spaces outside of and around the constraints of our conditioning and our training, the grid of our thoughts, our assumptions, our beliefs. Our greatest potential in every new innovative idea we will ever have lies beyond the existing rules of what we've been taught, who we think we are, and what we think we know. Looking at the garden in daylight, our eye is drawn to the colors, shadings, and movements of each plant, flower, tree, and inhabitant. The birds, the lizards, the insects, each petal, leaf, and twig. How we see all these things is affected by the quality, intensity, and direction of the light. But in its absence, we are invited to notice line, form, and the void. I am drawn to the void. I want to see what's beyond my parameters. I want to know what wisdom is to be found in the empty space into which I feel called to grow. I want to meet my shadow and learn from it. I want to unbury and acknowledge the parts of me that are dark and liberate the parts of me that are so powerfully light they frighten me. I have been erased and redrawn again and again by the hand of life. Each time I re-emerge, still misshapen from sadness, disproportioned by wounds, fragile from abandonment and betrayal. But this time, I intend to take the pencil into my own hand. Carl Jung wrote, quote, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate, unquote. I am finished with that feckless cop-out. I want to understand. I choose to acknowledge the events that have shaped me. I intend to transcend my wounding. I will make my unconscious conscious. I will call fate by my name. Thank you.